What happens when you buy a tax lien property? In this video, I'm going to cover exactly what you want to look for and definitely what you want to stay away from. There are 5 essential risks that you'll see beginning or new investors make all the time when they see a property tax lien on the property and they're trying to purchase it. Guess what? We're going to cover each and every single one of those in this video, and stick around. I'll show you at the very end how to avoid every single one of those. So tune in and watch. First of all, let's just talk about a property. I'm buying a property and it's got a tax lien on the property. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so let me explain what I mean by that. You've got to know what to worry about and what not to worry about. And the way I look at it is, if I'm looking at a property, let's say that Billy Bob and Susie Q are trying to sell their property and there's a property tax lien on it, I'm promising you there are other issues with Billy Bob and Peggy Sue, if that was their name. I can't remember. Okay. The point is, if they've got a property tax lien on it, they've probably got other issues going on. So just understand you are not going to be able to get clear title issued over to you unless the property taxes have been satisfied. This is what makes tax lien certificates such an awesome investment. So let's backtrack. Okay. If Billy Bob and Peggy Sue haven't been paying their property taxes, the county doesn't really care. They're going like, hey, you guys haven't been paying property taxes. We've sent you out the notification. Now we're going to put a lien against the property. Nobody can transfer a clear title. Nobody can sell the property. You can't take a second out on it. You can't do anything with this property's title until somebody's paid the property taxes off. Don't care what y'all do. IRS, banks, it doesn't matter. See, I want you to think about the beauty involved in this. The counties ultimately control the title to the property everywhere in the country and have for 300 years, longer than we've been a country. Okay, so tax liens have been on the property forever. The counties collected the property taxes for the much needed schools, roads, bridges, fire department, police department, hospital, parks, everything that you can think of that's run in the county. So they sit there and go, well, we don't have an army, we don't have a IRS hit squad, we don't have any of that stuff. So what we're going to do is go, okay, if you don't pay your property taxes, we'll just put a lien against the property and no one will do anything until that's satisfied. Kind of simple. So if I'm going into Billy Bob and Peggy Sue and I want to buy their property and they say, hey, we got a property tax lien on it, it's probably putting me in a more favorable negotiating stance. Well, first of all, why aren't you paying your property taxes? That'd be the first question I'd be asking is, what's going on here? So that you could be sitting with a distressed property or somebody that needs to get out of the property. Maybe they got the property through an inheritance and the siblings were fighting. Seen a lot of that. In fact, that's going to be a big portion of this market coming up in the next 8 to 10 years. All the baby boomers are getting older, they're dying, properties are going to the heirs don't know what to do with the property, somebody forgets to pay the property taxes, so I'm seeing a lot of that. Regardless of why they do it or why they're not doing it, it's telling you a different story. Okay, how somebody does one thing is how they do everything. Okay, if I get in somebody's car and it's a mess, chances are there are other things in their life that are a mess. Sorry, messy car people. Okay, that's just the way it is. I mean, you get in a car and you're like, yeah, that's how you do everything. You know, you go into somebody's house, et cetera, okay? So if somebody's not taking care of their financial obligations on a piece of property, I'm promising you there are other things you can uncover. So how does that put you in the driver's seat? Put you in the driver's seat and say, well, listen, I got to pay these taxes. Okay, plus an 18% penalty. You know, here's this dollar amount. Oh, this is such a burden for me and my company. What are we going to do about this big burden that's happening on here? Type of a deal is a way you can go in. What else are we going to uncover? Now, I'm going to tell you, the first thing you're looking at if you're buying a property and it's got a tax lien on it, okay, that has to be disclosed because you're going to be going through the whole process. You know, if you're using a real estate agent, somebody's going to be pulling title on that. So it's going to be disclosed in there. So it's not a big deal because let's say I'm buying a house for $250,000 that has a, I don't know, $3,000 tax lien on the property. It's really not a big deal. And why do I mean that? Because if I buy it for $250,000, before title will be moved over at closing, they will take $3,000 and pay the property taxes on it. So not always is it going to be a financial advantage for you in a negotiating leverage standpoint just because there's a lien on the property. I myself have done the same thing where property taxes were due. I'm like, let them roll. We're selling the property in a few months anyways. Don't tie up my capital with that. I've talked to some builders out there that have said, we'll have some properties out there that we won't pay the property taxes on because nothing's happening. Why should we take, in their cases, tens of thousands of dollars in property taxes? So I bought the liens on these properties, and then they go to start building, and they pay the property taxes off, or the county waives them with some ad valorem or what have you. A better way to look at this, so let's look at the common mistakes people make. They think a tax lien on a property means you don't want the property. It just simply means that they owe property taxes on it. Okay. Number two, to me, it says that there might be an advantage because they are in a dire situation or a stress situation, so they could be able to accept a lower offer on the property. Also, on top of that, when you see a tax lien on the property, that should send up a flag to say cautioned. Okay, let's proceed a little slower and see if there's anything else on this property that we're not seeing. And then number four is make sure that when you're selling or buying this property in this contract, that this stuff is going to be resolved at closing. If you're not using traditional closing method where they're going to assign the property over to you, or you're going to take over a mortgage, which is happening a lot right now, you say, hey, who's going to come up with these delinquent property taxes? And last but not least, always do your homework on this, okay? There's a lot of deals coming up where we're not doing it the conventional way. I don't want to pay 8%. I don't want to pay 7%. I want to deal directly with the property owner, maybe take over their 3% loan. A lot of people think that property taxes have to come out of the mortgage. It doesn't have to happen. When I see a tax lien on a property that I'm trying to negotiate, I always get excited because that means there's probably other things that I'm going to uncover that will benefit me. Okay, you've seen some of those things there that you're looking at, but this can be an advantage to you when you're looking at this. Is you put it up like this is a stressful situation for you. I'm not sure if I want to get this property. It might help you out in the negotiating process. Some other things that you're looking at. Okay, a property tax lien could have been on the property and it hasn't even gone to a sale yet. So again, it's really kind of not a big deal. But even if it has gone to a tax lien sale, remember, know your local jurisdictions and rules. It could be a 1-year redemption, 2-year redemption. It could be, heck, as high as 3-year redemption period. Nothing's going to happen. But again, you can make it look like it's this big stressful monster that you're trying to overcome. And oh my gosh, what am I going to do in this situation? But if you're gonna buy the property, make sure that, straight, conventional, through closing and all that, make sure it's being taken care of. More than likely, you're watching this video because you're looking at a property. You might be doing a FSBO, or what they call a for sale by owner. You're negotiating directly with the property owner, or you're negotiating with the property owner and you say, I want to take over the loan. Make sure you look at everything under the soil. I want to make sure everything is transparent. So when you see a tax lien on this property, make sure that other things aren't also on this property you don't know about. But you know what the great news about all this is? This is the most phenomenal timing possible for you. Because right now, at this very moment that you're watching this video, I've got a brand new course that teaches you not only just how to see this stuff, but how to take advantage of it and provide financial independence for you and your family. So if you want, this is my gift to you. It's free. All you got to do is click the link down below, higginsmethod.com, and we'll make sure you get links to that brand new course that I just put together. God bless and good luck.